the talk of the town is ICC
Oh,
Champions
yes.
Trophy taking place in Pakistan after 28 long years.
Yes.
That Pakistan is actually hosting an ICC event over here. But before, we kind of move on and speak about ICC Champions Trophy, I would want to talk about Pakistan Air Force Sher Dils, because
Oh.
in a power display of national pride and unwavering commitment, the Pakistan Air Force aerial performance at the ICC Champions Trophy opening match was a resounding tribute to the nation, and those scenes were so amazing to kind of witness. The brave pilots of the Pakistan Air Force extended their salute to the entire nation, painting the skies with the vibrant color of the Pakistani flag, white and green. The Sher Dils team showcased their exceptional professional skill with the execution of the Spirit Pass and Shaheen break maneuvers. JF-17 Thunder Block 3 and F-16 Fighting Falcons were greeted with enthusiastic applause from the spectators. The JF-17 Thunder aircraft, a symbol of Pakistan ingenuity and a testament to its proven combat capabilities in international exercises, was the highlight of the flypast. But while we are here, I think we need to even speak about what actually happened or what's going to happen today. First, let's do that, and then we'll come back towards what happened yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be India versus Bangladesh today, in the contest in Dubai. And Bangladesh will be facing India today in the second match of the ICC Champions Trophy in Dubai. PTV Sports HD will be telecasting the match live from 2 p.m. Both teams played one-day international with each other. India got victorious in the 32nd one-day internationals, while Bangladesh won 8 matches. One match ended in a draw. So, Bangladesh and India, it's going to be the other group where India, no, in fact, it's the same group as well, because Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, and then, there's one more team in our group as well. But while we are talking about it, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I think what happened, I think we already prepared for this, because imagine that if we are to kind of speak about the Tri-Nation Series, Hajra, in Tri-Nation Series, we actually lost from New Zealand too as well. So New Zealand actually beat Pakistan by 60 runs in the opening match of the ICC Champions Trophy at the National Stadium, Karachi, which is obviously not very reassuring. I mean, Mohammad Rizwan Sahab saying that, we're ready and we're going to give it all and we're going to try our best, and then eventually coming into press conference and saying that, how matters are with everybody, so hum guzara hi karte hain. So, if this is the kind of guzara, I don't think that that's how champions really need to speak. So that's something that I certainly do not like. But to speak on this occasion, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by Mr. KASHIF SHABBIR, who happens to be a sports analyst. Hello KASHIF, assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you feeling today?
Alhamdulillah, all well. Thank you very much.
Right, right. And Kashif, now let's kickstart the conversation. Like Shahzad mentioned, the New Zealand storm by 60 runs victory. What happened, what went wrong, and let's analyze the highs and lows of both the cricket teams.
Where to start from? It was a sheer disappointment, because we thought that we have learned something after the Tri-Nation Series, and Pakistan will come out to be a different Pakistan team altogether. But nothing changed and nothing happened at all. Initially, I would just like to say that Pakistan is not a team. It is an individual. We are always relying on the individuals. Initially, we were relying on Saim Ayub. He got injured. Then all our reliance came to Fakhr Zaman. He also got injured. Then we thought that Babar Azam might be the one who will rescue Pakistan, but that did not happen as well. Let's start from the bowling. The bowling was not up to the mark. The fast bowlers, they were not bowling on the line. They were not up to the mark. They were not bowling as if they were bowling on their home ground. It was just like an alien wicket. Pakistan were playing somewhere else, not in Pakistan. This is how it all went wrong for Pakistan. Then, all our reliance was on the pacers, because we were going with just one spinner, that was Ibrar. But Ibrar was the one who bowled really brilliantly, and he was the one who was bowling at an economy of around 4.7. But unfortunately, our pacers, they were not up to the mark, and the death bowler, the Haris Rauf, whom we thought he is the specialist of the death bowler, he could not perform as well. So all in all, I think it was the lack of intent, the lack of team performance from Pakistan that went wrong for Pakistan.
But Kashif, not just that. I think where we need to start from is, for Mohammad Rizwan to go outside, winning the toss and then opting to ball first. I mean, if we are to kind of rely on our pace battery, I think what we really need to do is that we really need to take those early wickets. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. And we must keep it in mind that these are our home conditions. So if in home conditions
Exactly.
we let New Zealand thrash 320 for the loss of 5 wickets only, where do you think that our pace battery stands? We need to speak about it. Was it their line? Was it their length? Were they just out of the flow? Was it our field setup? So how would you identify all of this?
I think, Shadad, everything was wrong for Pakistan. They were not on the line. There was no variation with the ballers. I mean, if you cannot swing the ball initially, then at least show some variation. And you should be aware of your home conditions. We were not fully 100% aware of our home conditions. That was the problem. If you look at the New Zealand batting, initially they were losing wickets. They were 3 down in the 15th over, but they had a run rate of around 4.5 to 5. So there was some intent, there was some game plan made by the New Zealanders. Then the partnership of Will Young and Tom Latham, that made everything very comfortable for the New Zealanders. So they had some plan in their mind, but unfortunately Pakistan did not have any plan. I think the change of the bowling was not also up to the mark. We did not know where to use which bowler at what time. That was also a confusing part for Pakistan. Then the running between the wicket of the New Zealanders, that also played a key role because they were accumulating runs and we could not stop those runs flow for New Zealand. Because once you start taking the wicket and the wicket of, the wicket of Williamson was a price wicket for Pakistan. But then again, the runs did not stop. The flow of runs should have been stopped by the Pakistanis. The field placement was not up to the mark. The players, they were not. I think the whole team is not gelled together as it
Right,
should
right.
have been, because this
Obviously,
is.
we've seen that there were weaknesses in our team, but I would also want you to please comment on our batting order because Khushdal Shah, he was number 7 and he stuck off 69 of 49 after a sluggish start. So do you feel that if we change the batting order, that might produce some sort of results? I don't know, you are the expert in the area. Please comment on that.
No, I don't think so. I think the batting order was reasonably all right, but every player was playing his individual inning. There was no intent shown by any of the player. Look at Babar Azam scoring around 60 odd runs in 90 deliveries. That is not what Babar Azam is supposed to do, because we were chasing a score of around 320. From the outset, we were looking at a run rate of around 6.5. So it should have been a different game altogether. After 15 overs, we could only accumulate around 35 runs. After 20 overs, we were at around 67 and we had lost 3 main key players. I mean, if Salman Ali Agha can play on this wicket, if Khushdil Shah can score at around 150, 160 strike rate, then Babar Azam should have been a better option for Pakistan. Babar
Exactly.
Azam
Certainly,
should have
if we
shown
are
some
actually going
intent.
to go
He should
chase
have.
320, so Babar, to kind of just strike 64 of 90 of deliveries is something which sounds really
Exactly.
criminal to me. I mean, this is not a stage or a platform where you actually can play this slow with a strike rate of below 100.
Shadad, he was
Now,
playing
in
his
addition to
individual
this,
innings
obviously, there has
because.
been a lot of Kashif, I hope that you can hear me. Because now imagine that there has been so much, spoken about Khushdal Shah and how all of a sudden he's in there, and all of a sudden we do know for a fact that that he actually needs this place. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty. Now, what I would want to speak about is that Pakistan cricket team actually still plays very traditional, conventional sort of cricket, where they're more like, okay, हम 250 कर लेंगे, तो 250 पे फिर हमारी bowling उनको रोक लेगी. Whereas अगर हम, if you are to kind of look over, the rest of the, countries, the way that they play cricket, may it be England with baseball, may it be Australia, New Zealand or India, what they do is that, there's pace in their cricket.
Yeah.
Now there was no runner ball. There was nobody who was actually kind of in the intent to kind of play with a strike rate of 150 or 160. If it was that difficult, 140. Don't you think that we have been unable to play modern day cricket?
And Shadad, it is all about, I would say, intent. What is the intent of the player? Secondly, as I said, that all our players, they were playing their individual innings. They had their own individual targets in their mind, and that is what they were chasing. Babar Azam wanted to just score 50 runs because he wanted to show the world that he can still be an opener, he can still play some innings. And I think what we have heard in the media, that the role of Babar Azam was just to stay there, just to block and just to stay till the end. And this is exactly what he was doing. So I think this is not the modern era cricket. Now the cricket has altogether changed. Initially 230, 240 was supposed to be a par total. But now that par total has gone up to 330, 340. And if you want to score 330, 320, you have to start with around 5 or 6 run rate. Initial first 10 overs or first power play is always very important, is a key role for all the teams.
True.
And we could not utilize that power play. And that
Yeah,
power
but
play,
Kashif,
we
in
still
addition to this, I think
score
there's
7
one more
runs per
aspect to
over.
it, because we do not play runner ball. That's something that has been missing. Because imagine that cricket starts from a single run, right? And those singles are being converted into doubles, then triples as well, and then you go for boundaries. Now imagine that if we have lost so many wickets and there's Haris Rauf, obviously we cannot ask Haris Rauf or Naseem Shah to kind of play the role of what Fakhar Zaman does. But imagine that if you still have some overs to yourself, you will actually try to make sure कि यार अगर 2 छक्के लग गए तो अब मैं ऐसा करता हूँ कि मैं 2 सिंगल बना लेता हूँ, मैं भाग के डबल बना लेता हूँ. There was no concept of singles and doubles, and that was something that was so shocking for us. That what's the kind of cricket that we are playing?
Shazad, they were actually, this all comes with the game plan. What is your game plan? We did not have any game plan. After 20 overs, we were at around 67 and we lost 3 important wickets. So in my opinion, the game was over after 20 overs, because in last 30 overs, you cannot score 250, 260 runs with seven players coming in. So I think that was the main factor why Pakistan lost the match. And Salman Ali Agha and Khushil Shah, they tried their best to score the runs. But the gap was too big. The gap was too big. And if you are chasing 330, you cannot score those 330 runs with just one end playing and the other end blocking. That was the main reason. Babar Azam did not show any intent. He was not in the pursuit of the target. And only one end scoring runs, it is not possible. So I think if this is the situation of Pakistan, it is going to be a complete disaster for the Pakistan in this Champions Trophy.
Right. And Kashif, okay, so we have analyzed the shortcomings of Pakistani cricket team, and I think Shahzad spoke very, very passionately, and I could see, the emotions that were coming out because he's really invested into the cricket. So now also analyze the performance of the New Zealand, and we have seen that Will Young, he struck 107, and Tom Latham, he smashed unbeaten 118 and helped start a sluggish start. So, by judging the performance of the New Zealand cricket team, which team do you think is your favorite, the team to win or is clinched to, slated to clinch this title?
Well, that's a difficult question. Let's see.
I think it is too early to predict the team who will win this Champions Trophy or who will win this group. We still have to see what the performance of other teams will be like. But I think coming back to the New Zealand side, the combination is absolutely right. They have the right combination. They are not relying on single player. Their reliance is on the complete unit. And we have seen in the last match, Williamson, he was out on I think 1 or 2, but still they managed to score at around 320 runs. Philip, every individual player know what his point of view is, what is his place in the team, and what is his responsibility. And this is exactly what they have done. If Devon Convoy cannot score run, Will Young will. If Williamson cannot score run, Tom Latham will. And look at Phillips. He comes at a place where everything is set for him, and he scores at around 150, 160 strike rate and take his team to around a total of 320. I think it is all about team combination. It is all about game plan. What is your game plan, and then exactly what they have done.
Exactly. And very quickly towards the end, one last question, Kashif, and that is that, where you actually spoke about it in the middle somewhere, and, I cannot let that point go away because I would want to kind of come back and speak about captaincy. Now, imagine where you do know for a fact that, if a right arm spinner can actually be put in place, things could have been very different, but we still continued with Khushil. Don't you think that the captaincy really needs to be top notch? And if not, there's so much of staff sitting outside, so many experienced players sitting outside, somebody can send in a message that what are you doing? You really need to make this change now.
Rizwan, you are right, but for that you need to have some grey matter, and not only for the captain but for the people sitting outside as well. I think it is all about the performance of the individuals. The bowling changes was not up to the mark. Maybe Khushil Shah or Salman Ali Agha should have been used more instead of Haris Rauf or Haris Rauf. I think the problem of Pakistan is that they are not sure that whom should they rely on, whether they should be relying on the pacers or on the spinners. Salman Ali Agha, he just bowled 3 overs and he had an economy of around 5.
Thank you so much, Kashif, for being here, for shedding the light on the cricket. And once again, we hope and pray that Pakistan learns from its shortcomings, from its fallacies.
It's been too long we've been saying that.
Yeah, and we are saying that from the position of hope. But I think realistically speaking, Shahzad is better able to comment that we are nowhere